Live.
Hello,
Okay.
everyone. Hi, everyone.
For the feed. Okay, it is live. We are on. Let me bring up the screen sharing. Sharing the presentation. Boom. Okay. Should I go? What's that?
You're recording?
Oh, when we're live, we're always recording.
Okay.
Should I go ahead and get it going, Kathy?
I think so. Yep. It's time.
It's that time. Okay.
I have a question before you do.
Okay.
Guy?
Just to let you know, though, we are live.
Charles, we are live.
Okay, that's fine. Is it possible to get a copy of the presentation after the meetings? You know, for if we want to make our other types of notes and things like that.
Yep. And actually, that brings up a good point that I will cover at the same time here. After the presentation, I'll email you because I have your email address. For the all the other people watching, I don't have your email, but if you want to give me your email, you can send it, or give the council the email. You can send it to our Facebook page or to our website. So we can email you for meeting happenings, different things going on, get you information so you could possibly join, get on the newsletter mailing list, all sorts of good stuff there. And then also for anybody else who's watching.
So is there anything that I need to do special?
Nope, you'll get it in your email.
Do I need to send you some different information in order to receive that?
Nope, I'm gonna email it to you after the meeting.
He's just put you on the list, Charles. He just put you on the list.
You're on the list. You get the email, and then
okay, I appreciate it.
It will be on our website for everybody else under meeting minutes. So anybody can grab it from there, and it will also be you know, part of this meeting. And just to let everybody, no problem. And so everybody's aware, the meeting is recorded. It will be posted on Facebook tonight and on YouTube probably tonight. I usually do it the same day, if not tomorrow. And other than that, I will turn the meeting over to Kathy Brown, the council president.
Well, welcome again to the East Springfield Board and Community Police Beat Management Team meeting for January. Could we please start with the pledge to our flag? I pledge allegiance to
the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Well, again, welcome. We do want to hear from you. Your issues are extremely important. Please note that we do have a quorum and this meeting has been called to order. If anybody has any particular interest or skill that you'd like to share with us, or maybe graphics or public relations or finance or event planning, please just give us a call, give us an email, and we'll see how we can utilize your talents, because we are all neighbors working together to improve the quality of life in East Springfield. So come on down, welcome aboard. Our monthly conference call with the Plaza is again scheduled for this Thursday. So if anybody has something that they'd like us to share with the Plaza people, please just give us a call, give us an email, and we'd be glad to do that. I'm sorry, I'm distracted. Somebody's texting me saying that they're waiting to join the meeting. So, all right. Curb appeal. First impressions of our neighborhood are very important. So we're going to continue to focus on curb appeal. What does our neighborhood look like? How does it look like? What does it look like to people who live here? What does it look like to people who come in and visit? So some of those topics include graffiti, trash, litter, the upkeep of properties, dirty sidewalks, improper parking, trash can storage, beautification, and they're all part of our first impression. So over the next several months, we're going to continue our interest in that topic. And so are quite a few of the other neighborhood councils across the city. So we're going to have more of a coordinated joint effort on curb appeal. If you have ideas, suggestions, please send us an email. We'd be glad to incorporate the ideas. City services are still operating, and we do encourage you, please, to use 311 as an appropriate way of getting the city to know what issues or what questions or topics need to be acknowledged. Again, I do have the list. Graffiti, if you see any, please call it into 311. We're pleased over the past few weeks. Unfortunately, we had some graffiti vandalism in East Springfield. We're pleased that we were able to reach out to the property owners, and most of it has been completely cleaned up. So kudos to those property owners who understand what curb appeal is. Shopping carriages seem to get strewn around the neighborhood, so pick up a phone and call on those. If you notice streetlights that are out, please call 311, call the electric company. We can, I believe that number's on our website. We'll make sure that it's there so that we can improve the safety and quality of life by having all of the streetlights working. And the city's paying for them, we might as well have them working. If you notice any missing speed signs or missing no parking signs, etc., call those into 311 also. Sidewalks needing repair, you can call those into 311. And if you let us know if you see a sidewalk that is in dire need or needs to be replaced, give us a call or an email, and we will send an application for the sidewalk repair or replacement to the property owner and encourage them to fill it out and get on the sidewalk replacement list. There's no charge for it, but you have to get on the list in order to get it started. So that's some of the exciting things that we're trying to do, is wrap our arms around all of those things that you bring to our attention weekly. The former Surview building, that party building on St. James and St. James, demo update, it is still coming down. We don't have a demo date yet, but it should be fairly soon. An update on the Mass DOT 25% hearing for St. James Avenue and St. James. And please remember that the mayor does do a COVID update every Monday morning at 10:15, except for this week because it was Monday was a holiday. So there's a lot of really good information. And I know Commissioner Helen Carlton Harris has started to really talk about the vaccine rollout. So that'll be interesting, but put a little note in your calendar to sign into that if you can. It's on Facebook and it's also on the cable. Okay, we were notified by Recovery Connection Center of America that they're proposing a clinic at 281 Cottage Street. It's a clinic for opioid dependency, and they're going to go to City Council for a special permit. I'm trying to set up a time for them to come and meet with us, Zoom, and we want to let you know when that is so you'll have an opportunity to ask questions. As soon as I have a date, we'll put that out there. If you're listening right now, or if you're listening in the next few days and you want to have an email sent to you about when we're going to have Recovery Connection Centers of America do their presentation, please email us with the request to let you know about the 281 Cottage Street project. And we would be very happy to advise you. Springfield water quality questions and concerns. Over the past month, we've had several community members contact us about it. We did talk to the water department. They have updated their website, and we are working on and will have a representative from the water department address the neighborhood council through this venue, and that date will to be announced. But I was advised by Jamie at the water and sewer, if people have specific questions, feel free to call her at the water and sewer. It's just a regular water and sewer number, and they will address your questions and give you some answers. Are there any questions from the board or from the participants about any of these topics?
Just FYI, there was some background noise, so I muted everybody. So you may have to unmute if you did have a question.
Okay, no questions. Anything from the Facebook guy?
Someone had suggested they've known some communities to do days of service of curb appeal, where neighbors get to know each other a little bit more while cleaning up their front yards. Perhaps we could do something similar. I think that sounds great. Like I would like to try to get to know my neighbors more. A lot of them changed recently, but due to COVID, you could just yell from across the street basically right now.
Right.
But and they also offered, yeah, they offered to help organize something like that. So I have their information in here. I'll try to private message them this week so that way I can connect.
Sounds like a plan. Thank you.
Oh, actually, someone from the board already replied back with the contact information link so that they could fill it out and get us their contact info.
Okay.
So either Marie, Irene, somebody, thank you.
All right. Anybody else? Lynn, you're on mute, Lynn.
Did you find out anything about where Bassett Printers was?
I did not.
Oh, because there's loads of piles of sand and they're still taking down trees.
Okay. I do not have any information on that.
Okay.
Anybody else on any of these topics? Okay, and anybody who's listening on Facebook, if you have any questions, could you please type them in so that we don't lose you at the end of the meeting? We want to make sure we address or at least acknowledge your questions. Okay, Guy, next slide, please.
Oh. Sorry, I'm typing back to somebody.
That's okay. John Koski?
There we go.
There you go.
Wow. Okay. Good evening. And the usual, just keeping everybody posted on, of course, activities in the neighborhood with Check Your Speed. Of course, during the winter time, we're kind of quiet on these. You know, our Drive Like Your Kids Live Here signs are with the ground frozen. That's, you know, we're all ready to go in the when the better weather gets here. So just keep that in the back of your head and check your speed. And we're actually we're talking about doing some other initiatives this year with things that we've been doing, but getting the neighborhood more involved with, say, like an event like Check Your Speed, and not only getting more of the neighborhood around the areas where we do Check Your Speed involved, but also looking at doing Check Your Speed on side streets where we have a particular problem with speeding. That may be a slightly modified event because the Springfield Police Department can operate on some of those streets and some of them they can't, but it doesn't, if they can't be part of it, we think we've got some things we can do out there to help with those areas too. So we are planning starting in April to have once per month Check Your Speed events around the neighborhood. So looking forward to maybe making those a little more effective, a little more involved, and in a variety of other areas too, other than the streets that we've done in the past. So that's really, at this point, Kathy, till the better weather, till everybody, yep. Until the better weather gets here, we're doing some background stuff to get ahead of it, and when it comes, we'll be prepared, and hopefully we'll have a good season to Check Your Speed. Right.
So anybody who's interested, particularly in that Check Your Speed topic, let us know so that we can get you into our pipeline.
Right. And I did want to mention, Kathy, that we did get some of you, the neighborhood's probably seen the radar speed boards that we were able to get installed around the neighborhood. And we did get some initial, those boards collect data. And we did get a sampling of the data from one of the speed boards. And we were pleased to see that the speed boards seemed to be having a positive effect. That on the speed boards, the way they operate is they take an initial speed when you approach the speed board, and then they take a speed as you pass the speed board. And what we're finding is that 50% of the vehicles that as they approach the speed board, from the time that first reading is taken to when the second reading is taken, are slowing down. So that's a good thing to have going on. That's a good trend to have. So we know just from that initial piece of data that we got from the one speed board that it looks like these are having a positive effect. So we hope to have more detailed information about all the speed boards in the coming months, but we just wanted to get that good news out to folks.
Thank you. Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Makes sense.
Okay, have you seen the water trucks in the neighborhood since last week?
A what?
Water trucks, water company, big
Oh,
trucks.
water company trucks, yes.
Have you seen them? They've been
Yes.
around for the last several days all over.
Okay.
Yes, they've been doing, I know they came around one cycle of time, they came around, they were doing all the fire hydrants and testing the fire hydrants.
No, this wasn't fire hydrants. They had unplugged all those round things in the street.
Oh,
All right. So you
Whatever
don't know
that
what
means.
you don't know what they're doing. So that's a good question for us to ask.
okay.
What's happening? So why don't we ask that question and see if we can get an answer? Okay.
And the other thing is, we ran into a bunch of trucks for tree service at Marshall Roy parking lot, but they weren't city employees. But I think these trucks from this big tree company, are hired by the city to take stuff down, but they weren't doing anything at Marshall Roy. They were just meeting there.
Okay.
And they weren't a wealth of information either when you talk to them.
Okay. All right. Well, let's make a phone call to the park department and find out. They might have been staging there. Who knows? But we certainly could find out what's going on.
Yeah, I forget the name of the company.
Was it Northern Tree Service?
I think it was.
Okay, yeah, and I do believe that they are contracted by the city unless something has changed. So, okay,
Right.
we should be able to find that out. Thank you, Brenda. The information's appreciated.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So now let's move on to sort of the next segment of the meeting, which is the East Springfield Sector C Community Police Meeting. And John Koski is the chair. And Sue Haley is not with us today because she's under the weather. But we have Lieutenant Sean Arpin and we have Officer Julio Vasquez, and we also have Charles Rux from the Sheriff's Department. John, you want to take it over?
Well, you stole all my thunder.
I'm sorry, I kind of
No, that's good. No, that's fine. You know, we both work together on this, and no, that's fine. So we're pleased to have Lieutenant Arpin and Officer Julio Vasquez with us tonight, representing the police department, and Charles Rux for representing the Sheriff's Department. But we'll kick it off. Lieutenant, good to have you here, and if you can bring us up to date with recent activity. Are you muted? You may be muted, Lieutenant.
Yeah, actually, he is in his yeah. Oh, actually, it looks like he is muted. I don't know.
Yeah, he just unmuted, I think.
That's
Okay,
good.
good.
Can you hear me now?
Coming through now. Yes, you're good, Lieutenant.
Okay. All right. For another good month for Schedule 1 crimes, I'll go over those first. There's one aggravated assault, but that was a domestic. There was one B&E, 314 Tremont Street. Homeowner woke up, looked outside, saw that his garage window was smashed. Can't find anything missing at the time. I know they were working on possible cameras that I think it's a Ring doorbell at 319 Tremont. No updates on that. Theft from motor vehicles, there were 3. December 14th. Let's see. 21 Kenway Drive. Let's see. Husband caught a couple of guys trying to break into his car. He was able to grab one of the suspects. The kid actually well, not kid, but the person actually is from 1154 Page Boulevard, which is that area that I think it's that duplex area where we've had problems in the past. Mm-hmm. And an Alexander Playcheck was arrested because they got him on camera. They were able to identify the second guy that got away as somebody named Kyler Juzba, Juzba, with the last known address of 173 Hamden Street, Indian Orchard. He's a Latin King, and I believe they're in the process, if they haven't already, of seeking a complaint for him for breaking into that vehicle. 797 Page Boulevard. Somebody had their camper parked, like an RV camper parked in the parking lot there, and somebody came and cut the catalytic converter off, which is big bucks, especially from an RV. They also stole a set of golf clubs and a sound system. That was on actually January 10th. So it's actually just the day after this is supposed to cover. But then we had on Thursday, December 24th, there was at 203 Santa Barbara Street. Person just didn't know anything about their car. They got a notification that one of their credit cards may have had some fraudulent use. Upon looking for that card, she checked in her vehicle, and the door was unlocked. Her purse was missing, which had that particular credit card and several others. She has a Ring doorbell, and all it shows was 3 males in dark clothes running from the driveway. So it's not looking too good on IDing anybody out of that. And then there was one stolen motor vehicle, 255 Cadwell Drive. As you guys might know, that's the Hirschbosch company. How do I say it? Am I saying it right? Well, apparently one of the truckers was fired by the company, and not being very happy about it, he decided to take the truck and leave. But he was subsequently arrested in Cheektowaga, Erie County, New York State, on the I-90 thruway.
Oh my gosh.
So he got locked up, not by us, but he got locked up by them.
Oh my.
So, and that's it for Schedule 1 crimes. Sector C hotspot calls. I only have one hotspot call for drug activity, and that was on December 15th, about 6:07 p.m. It was at Ann and Linnell Street, and I don't know the specifics of it, but I guess there was a transport made from there. So I would assume it wasn't drug activity, and it was just somebody that needed something, and they gave them a ride. Quality of life calls. There was 5 calls for suspicious activity. None of them panned out. There was one at Homont Terrace and St. James Boulevard at 1:04 in the morning on December 13th. There was one on December 14th at 10:25 a.m. At 85 Fernwald Street. Again, none of these amounted to anything. They were either unfounded or unable to locate, or let's see. There was one on December 22nd at 1:51 a.m. That was for 60 Putnam Circle. Always a joy to have one of those calls.
Yeah.
January 3rd at 12:59 looks like 12:59 p.m. At Russell Street in Carew. And then there was another one at January 5th at 1:30 in the morning at 22 Fresno. And again, none of those, anything panned out on any of that. There was 12 calls for suspicious motor vehicles. I guess at 1:24 in the morning at December 14th at 96 Arthur Street. That person was spoken to and checked out and advised. On 12:27 at 12:22 in the morning, 31 Russell Street. I don't know the specifics, but there was an arrest was made at that location. Not sure what it was for. On 12:28 at 12:17 a.m., 96 Arthur Street again. Nothing found at that time. 12:31 at 11:12 p.m. At the Burger King. And when they got there, they weren't able to locate any suspicious vehicle. Must have left prior to their arrival. Let's see, moving on. January 3rd at 1:18 a.m. 44 Watling Street, and the result of that was a vehicle was towed. January 4th, 11:53 a.m. 24 Stuyvesant Street. An arrest was made from that suspicious motor vehicle call. On January 4th at 4:48 p.m. at the Burger King, again, that was just sent back, taken care of, so that person must have checked out. January 5th at 3:29 p.m., 1309 St. James Avenue. Whatever subject there checked out was advised. January 5th, 6:25 p.m., 120 Bowles Park. Nothing was located when they got there. January 8th, 6:33 in the morning, 16 Anniversary Street. And then the complainant called back and canceled. Must have realized it was a neighbor or something. Two more. January 8th at 8:32 p.m., 61 Linnell Street. Nothing was located. And January 9th at 11:37 p.m. at 110 Edendale Street. Nothing was found. Moving on, there were 8 calls for suspicious persons. On December 16th, 9:38 p.m., Windermere and Page Boulevard. That person checked out. At December 18th at 12:30 in the a.m., 67 Farragut Street. That person was advised to move along, checked out. 12:24 at 4:10 p.m., 85 Fernwald Street. Some type of report was made after the interaction with that person. December 26th at 2:14 in the afternoon, 1271 Page Boulevard. That person checked out and was advised. 1227 at 1103 Russell and Carew. That person was advised. January 3rd, 1:52 in the morning. A report was made regarding that subject. That was Page Boulevard and Brookdale Drive. 6:38 in the morning on January 6th, 175 Lang Street. That checked out and ended up on January 8th at 10:58 a.m. That person needed an assist and was assisted at 85 Fernwald. Then there were 8 calls for unnecessary noise on December 19th, 11:03 p.m. 7 Akron Place. They were advised for whatever the noise was. On December 24th at 1:10 in the morning, 62 Watling Street. Nothing was found. No noise was found. On December 31st at 9:10 p.m., 1144 Page Boulevard, they were advised. On January 9th at 12:30 a.m., 100 Jeunesse Street, they were advised. January 9th, 2021 at 1:30 in the morning, 76 Meredith Street, they were advised. January 9th, 3 o'clock in the morning, 79 Fernwald Street, that was taken care of. Let's see. January 9th at 3:44 in the afternoon, 401 Monrovia, that was taken care of. January 9th at 9:04 p.m., 87 Canton Street, unable to find anything noise related. Let's look for those. Looks like let's see. So the 21 Kenway Drive. I'm going through the actual arrest information. That was an arrest for B&E, breaking into a vehicle in the nighttime and attempt to commit a crime. And that was those two subjects I told you were from 1154 Page Boulevard in that area. Yep. That Jamie Alvarez, Alexander. Oh no, that's the victim. The guy arrested was Alexander Playcheck, and the guy that they're trying to criminal complaint is that Jewsba. So remember those names.
Yep.
Ann Street, there was an arrest for possession of Class A heroin, Class B, either crack or cocaine, possession of ammunition, resisting arrest. The suspect was Nathan Rickles, born in 79, of 31 Russell Street. It looks like that was narcotics, guys. Let's see. There was an arrest warrant on Ann Street again. Suspect named Jennifer Sweeney. So I think she must have some connection with the other 31 Russell.
She's the owner of the house, Lieutenant.
Yeah, so they grabbed her on a warrant apparently, not for the drugs. Let's see. That's a domestic. 46 Putnam Circle. There was an arrest made for Thomas Daniel Ostrowski, homeless. Happened to have 4 warrants. Another guy was locked up at that 31 Russell Street for a warrant in Ivanska Almodovar from 49 Healy Street in Indian Orchard. Let's see. 18 Farragut Street for maldam to a motor vehicle. Suspect was Myra Phoebus of 128 Cannon Circle. And then there was an OUI for Santa Barbara Street for someone named Judith Griffin of 103 Davis Street. Then there was 45 Canton Street for assault and battery, maldam to a motor vehicle, operating with a suspended license, destruction of property ×2. And the suspect arrested there was a Desiree Acosta of 83 Governor Street. Then we got Putnam Circle. Oh no, that's a domestic, so I can't go into that. 24. And then 24 Stuyvesant Street, Jordan Ray of 32 St. James Avenue was arrested under an arrest warrant. And that's pretty much all I got to cover for that month.
Thank you, Lieutenant. I have a question. There was a person who's listening wanted to know if you could disclose the name of the person who was arrested in a different jurisdiction for stealing that truck off of Cadwell. And I didn't know whether you could disclose that because it was a different jurisdiction. Where
yeah, I don't know if I have it, but I think his name was Richard King.
Okay,
definitely last name King. I think yeah, it's Richard King.
Thank you.
He was a worker there. For whatever reason, they fired him that particular day, and he was not happy, and he decided he was going to take a severance package.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So he took the truck.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you. John?
Yes, very good. Well, I know it doesn't seem like it was a brief report, but actually it was a brief report. It was pretty good.
Yeah.
What could be?
Yeah, I mean, I'm getting into the quality of life stuff and things like that because, you know, you guys don't really have a lot of Schedule I crime. Most places that we have these meetings, the Schedule I crime, pretty much by then you want a quick synopsis of the more minor things, you know. So.
And it was good to see the number of suspicious vehicle and suspicious persons calls versus the number of the other issues. So that was it's good. We're always told, you know,
those are the calls that you guys, you know, not you. I mean that you guys are calling in and they're being addressed.
Right. So that's good to see people doing it. We've always been encouraged to make the phone calls. So it's good to see that happening.
So,
hey, they lead to reports, they lead to arrests, they lead to all sorts of things. So
yes. Well, thank you for that, Lieutenant. And I guess if we're all set with the Lieutenant,
yep.
We'll have Officer Vasquez bring us up to speed on some of his ordinance activities.
I've been doing a lot of direct patrols, DPRs, Curve Street, Street, Ball Drive, Pay Boulevard, Arthur Street, Fordham Street, and Detroit Street. Based on the reports and some of the calls that Lieutenant Arpin discussed, monitoring Russell Street, Lang Street, Notre Dame Street. I'm also monitoring Fernwall and Putnam Circle and keeping in touch with the Narcotics Bureau in regards to the drug activity in East Springfield. I paid a visit to Gene Drive and issued them a COV today. I've been communicating with Queen City about the shopping carts and some of the illegal dumping that's happening in our sector. I've also been doing traffic deployments in the Page Boulevard corridor as well as Carew Street. I'm also monitoring the noise complaints at El Paso Street, Arthur Street, Ardmore Street, Watland Street, and Page. I'll pay special attention to Watland Street and Page Boulevard in the future, since those are repeat noise complaints.
Mm-hmm.
And pretty much that's all I've been doing in East Springfield.
Sounds like a fair amount there.
Yes.
Right, and thank you for your help on the graffiti too, yes. Officer Vasquez. I know you were out tracking down that graffiti as we were, so I think it was a good joint effort to get that graffiti cleaned up.
Hey, I did communicate with the brother over at Fetta's package store.
Yep.
So they're aware, and they're working on removing that junk and litter over there too by the dumpster.
Yeah. And point of information, there is video. Officer Vasquez. Okay. So we can talk off. We can talk offline.
Way over there tomorrow. Thursday.
That's fine.
Video, if I can track down that person.
Okay. John, does Charles have anything?
Yeah, Charles. Anything from the Sheriff's Department? He may be.
He's muted.
He may be, yeah, been muted, yes.
Hello?
Yep.
Hi there.
Yeah, I'm still here. I don't have
cool.
anything.
We just didn't know if you had anything you'd like to add.
No.
Very good. Very good.
Mm-hmm.
Guy, any other questions or anything that need to be addressed?
The topic of dirt bikes on Page Boulevard was brought up by a couple people. They said that it's still happening on the weekends, pretty consistently, and they're wondering if there's any activity going on right now to circumvent that. I did ask if there was a particular time. It looks like they say early afternoon on weekends and sometime late on Friday nights. Also, they see the bikes and what seems like suspicious activity in the 2nd Street area as well by Jimmy Court.
Yeah.
But I think the overall question was, is there anything being done right now to circumvent the dirt bikes? I know in the summer they have like a big program for that, but in the winter, is that still happening?
I don't know of any specific plans. I'd have to check with, there's been no emails saying anything about that. I don't know if Julio has heard anything. I haven't heard anything specific. I know it's an ongoing problem for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
It bothers us as much as it bothers you guys. But I don't have any information of anything going on directly right now during the winter.
Okay, so I know we were gonna track stuff for follow-ups between meetings. We put that on the other. Maybe we'll track that and bring that back up at the next meeting. Does that sound good?
Yeah, I'll find out if there's anything going on. Like I said, I would have thought I would have heard something if there was. I know it's a constant thing to come up with ideas. I don't know that anybody's come up with a successful one that can justify all the hours, that would be needed to try to grab these guys, But I will, I'll look into it for the next meeting and give you an update on that.
But Lieutenant, the direction to the community is still, when you see it, try to figure out where they're going, but also let the police know that it's happening, when it's happening, and where it's happening, correct?
Correct.
Right, so that at least you'll know where it's happening, even if you can't get there.
And then we can start going after them in different directions and bothering them in other aspects, whether it be ordinance or housing, zoning, or whatever, and especially if you notice an area where there's, it's a hangout and there's multiple of them showing up all the time. Yep.
So we're not going to lose heart. We're just going to keep calling and informing and sharing the information, because all of that will multiply to some kind of success down the road. Thank you.
Yep. Hopefully. Yep.
Another thing that came up was not police related, but we put up the information to call 311 for repairing streetlights and such.
Yeah.
And it's on the website, but somebody had asked if you wanted to get a street light put in or suggest one, because they're saying that, sorry, I'm scrolling back here. 2nd Street and Page Boulevard is very dangerous at night pulling out. So how could they submit for consideration to put a street light in?
I guess I don't know the answer to that, but if it were me, I would write it down. I would email it to the mayor's office and ask for direction on who it should be directed to with the specific information, because I know DPW is involved in that. I know the mayor's office is involved in street lights also, unless somebody has a more effective answer. That's what I would suggest the caller or the person who's questioning do. If they want to send us an email with that information, also we can forward it also to the mayor's office and to the DPW and let them know that it came up at our meeting.
Okay,
does that sound logical?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Lieutenant, does that sound logical?
Sounds like it to me. I know, like with street lights, meaning like, like your red lights and stop signs and things like that. I know that has to go through, once it goes through, the city council or city hall, then that has to go out to like engineering and all that stuff. And they do a study on it and decide whether or not they're going to do that or not. So I mean, that's basically something that probably has to go through city hall at step one. And if, I guess if there was enough people, that's what they're there to do, is to respond to what the majority of people need in that neighborhood. So that's where I would start.
Right. And Guy, that was on 2nd Street and Page?
Corner of 2nd and Page.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I mean, now we'll take a look at that too, but whoever the person is who's suggesting that, if you just put it in writing, send it to us, send it to the mayor's office, and we'll see if we can at least get it looked at. Thank you.
Yeah. Then the other thing that came up was somebody else had seconded the information about suspicious activity and possible drug activity. So I brought up this is posted on the website. We post it a lot of times at the meetings. It's got the numbers for 911, the non-emergency line, but it's also got, there's a text to tip. So if you're in Springfield, you can text crimes and then type solve with the information to text it in. You also have other information here for the Springfield police website and such. So as you're seeing it happening, it's good to use either the phone lines, the text lines, all the different means of communication.
Thank you, guys.
Very good.
Lynn?
The light at Page Boulevard and the exit from 291, just before St. Mary's coming from the other direction, that has changed drastically. We've been complaining about that for years because cars sitting there doing nothing.
The traffic.
It's now a trip light. It's now a trip light, and it works much better.
Okay, great. Yeah. Great. Chalk that one up for success.
Yes. Yes. Very good.
Anybody else for police stuff, John, do you think?
Sounds like if guys covered all the questions that came in, I think we're
okay.
Nothing else from the board. I think we're good to go.
Anything else, Lieutenant or Officer Vasquez?
No, I'm all set. I have nothing further to offer at this time.
Okay. I have nothing further to add to the meeting at this time.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, so remember to visit us online at myesnc.com. Our next meeting will be February 2nd at 6:30. And communicate with us. Let us know what the issues are. Let us know what you need. Thanks an awful lot. We'll see you. Stay safe. And the board can hang around.
Goodbye.
Yeah, bye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lieutenant.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You're welcome to hang around if you want to, but I'm sure you have other things.